Hello, welcome to all to our channel BioBook. Today in this class I am going to explain about glycolysis. Glycolysis is the first step of respiration. Okay, it is actually a process of oxidation of food materials, right? Okay, so let us see what is the meaning of glycolysis. In Greek language, glycos means sugar, lysis means splitting, that means sugar splitting. Glucose is a sugar, it is a monomer which splits into two pyruvic acid molecules. That's why this process is named as glycolysis, and this glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm. Okay, and this is the first step of respiration, and here glucose undergoes partial oxidation to form two pyruvic acid molecules. Okay, and it happens in 10 different steps. It occurs in 10 different steps. Okay. So, who discovered this glycolysis? It was actually discovered by three scientists, Gustav Embden, Otto Meyerhof and J. Paranas. That's why this pathway is also called as EMP pathway. E for Embden, M for Meyerhof, P for Paranas. So, now let us see how this entire process takes place. So, first glucose molecule. Glucose molecule, it consists of 6 carbons. Okay. So, this glucose molecule, it undergoes stepwise oxidation, that is nothing but partial oxidation, and here the result is the formation of two pyruvic acid molecules, each pyruvic acid molecule consisting of 3 carbons. So, 3 plus 3 6, right. So, in the first step glucose molecule undergoes phosphorylation to form into glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of an enzyme that is called as hexokinase. Okay. And here one ATP molecule is utilizing ATP. So, it is released as ADP molecule. Okay. Next step, glucose 6-phosphate molecule in the presence of phosphohexoisomerase, it converts into fructose 6-phosphate. Actually, glucose and fructose both are isomers. Okay. Now, fructose 6-phosphate is going to continue the rest of the reactions. Fructose 6-phosphate. Now, here it undergoes again phosphorylation. So, here one ATP molecule is utilized and it is released as ADP molecule. Okay. And in the presence of phosphofructokinase, it converts into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. What is the meaning of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate? That means here fructose consisting of 6 carbons, first carbon and sixth carbon both are consisting of phosphate molecules. That's why we are writing like this, fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Okay. In the next step, fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, here it cleaves into two molecules. And what are the two molecules? Those two molecules are glyceraldehyde phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So, glyceraldehyde phosphate, in some books it is also written as phosphoglyceraldehyde or glyceraldehyde phosphate, like that. So, anyhow we can write like GAP, GAP. GAP means glyceraldehyde phosphate or phosphoglyceraldehyde. Okay. And another one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, DHAP. Okay. So, here both are isomers in the presence of isomerase. You can see here DHAP and GAP, that is glyceraldehyde phosphate. Now, glyceraldehyde phosphate is going to continue the rest of the reactions. So, here what is happening? Glyceraldehyde phosphate, it loses H2 molecule, 2 hydrogens. Okay. And those 2 hydrogens are taken by NAD plus molecule. NAD plus molecule. So, NAD plus receives 2 hydrogens from glyceraldehyde phosphate and it converts into NADH plus H plus. NADH plus H plus is energy rich molecule. Okay. And it occurs in the presence of an enzyme glyceraldehyde phosphate dehydrogenase. Okay. So, this reaction actually dehydrogenation, removal of H2 from this glyceraldehyde phosphate molecule. And one more important point is here, one inorganic phosphate is also added into this reaction. So, it takes one inorganic phosphate and it loses 2 hydrogen molecules here. So it converts into finally 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. So here 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid, right? And 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid in the next step, here it converts into 3-phosphoglyceric acid, okay, in the presence of an enzyme phosphoglyceric kinase, okay, it converts into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Here actually what is happening, here substrate level phosphorylation takes place. That means here substrate molecule, that is 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid, it donates, it loses one phosphate molecule and that phosphorus is taken by ADP, which is converts into ATP molecule, adenosine triphosphate molecule. So this is called a substrate level phosphorylation. And next 3-phosphoglyceric acid, now it converts into 2-phosphoglyceric acid. That means actually here glyceric acid, this glyceric acid, it is 3 carbon compound like this. So here this is first, second, third carbon. So third carbon, it consists of phosphate molecule, that phosphate molecule it jumped onto second carbon, okay, that's why it is called as 2-phosphoglyceric acid, okay. This occurs in the presence of an enzyme phosphoglyceric mutase, okay, that is the name of the enzyme. Next one, this 2-phosphoglyceric acid, it loses water molecule in the presence of an enzyme that is called as enolase, and it converts into phosphoenol pyruvic acid, okay. Next step, in the last step here again what happens, one more substrate level phosphorylation takes place, that means phosphoenol pyruvic acid, it loses one phosphate molecule, so that phosphate is taken by ADP, which converts into ATP, and finally this phosphoenol pyruvic acid in the presence of pyruvic kinase enzyme, it converts into pyruvic acid, okay. So finally here one pyruvic acid forms. So actually as per the rule, how many pyruvic acids are formed? 2 pyruvic acid, right? So where is another pyruvic acid? That is nothing but from dihydroxyacetone phosphate is here, right? So this dihydroxyacetone phosphate, now it continues the reactions, again one more pyruvic acid will form, okay. So finally 2 pyruvic acids are producing from one glucose molecule, right? So this entire process, it takes place in cytoplasm. Now let us see the number of ATP molecules or NADH plus H plus molecules are formed in this process. So in the first step, ATP is utilized, right? So minus ATP, and in this step, third step also one ATP is utilizing, so again minus ATP, and next here in this step, means that is glyceraldehyde phosphate converts into 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. Here what happens? One NADH plus H plus formed here. So one more also producing from here in these reactions. So totally 2 NADH plus H plus are producing in this reaction here in this step. And the next step again 2 ATPs are formed. One ATP is from here and one ATP is here. So 2 ATPs, right? And in the last step, again here one ATP and from here one ATP, 2 ATPs are forming. So totally if you see here they are utilizing ATP and ATP, so minus, 2 minus and 2 plus, okay, balanced. And how much energy, net energy is there, okay, in this process, entire process, that is nothing but 2 ATP molecules and 2 NADH plus H plus molecules, okay. Actually one NADH plus H plus molecules, it gives rise to 2 ATP molecules. So totally here 2 NADH plus H plus are there, that's why 4 ATPs are forming, they are equal to 4 ATPs and plus 2 ATP. So totally 6 ATP molecules are formed during the process of glycolysis. Okay, one more important point, if you observe carefully the entire process, step number 1, that means glucose to glucose 6 phosphate, and step number 3 fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, and step number 7 that is 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid to 3-phosphoglyceric acid, and step number 9, that is 2-phosphoglyceric acid to phosphoenol pyruvic acid, and in the last step, that is phosphoenol pyruvic acid to pyruvic acid. Magnesium ions, Mg+2 ions are there. They play a very important role. They activate the enzymes to do that particular reaction. Okay, that is the importance of magnesium ions in those particular steps. And potassium ions also there at the last step. Okay, so this is all about glycolysis, which takes place in cytoplasm, and it is the first step in respiration, that may be aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In NEET examinations, so many questions are we can frame from this. They will ask from where ATPs are utilizing, where ATPs are producing, and in which step NADH plus H plus is produced, okay, and where water molecule is released. Okay, so these types of questions are also there in NEET examination and other MCET examinations, and in board students it is also one of the important topic for your examination point of view and for intermediate students also. Okay, thank you so much.